happy good morning on a Monday for me. I was gonna say Saturday. I'm still stuck on the weekend. I had a good weekend, and I'm still stuck in the good times. But today I'm on my way doing the regular pickup, and I'm doing Lacey to Kalispell, Montana, and I am dealing with stuff. Look at this. We're dealing with wind. It's like 40-mile-an-hour wind plus wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So today I'm holding the steering wheel, trying to hold it with both hands, except for right now. And we're gonna get this done. A lot of the semi trucks that are light, their front driver's side tire is like almost on the lane, and then their trailer's past the white lane on the shoulder. That's how bad it's blowing, depending on where you're at, which way the wind is coming from, and so on and so forth. But yeah, guys, today's a windy day. After stuff like this, and you're dealing with like a windstorm and a dust storm like this that it picks up, you gotta change out the air filter in your vehicles. We got tumbleweeds all over the place. Look. Problem is with these tumbleweeds, sometimes they're huge. Oh, here we go. Boom. I just had a big one. Here's more. Look at this. Woohoo. I'm trying to avoid them. I don't like running over them because they can get stuck in the front, stuck underneath. Then the pieces of them can get sucked up into your air filter and stuff like that. Not really a thing to do, to run them over. Then they scratch your vehicle as well, so I'm trying to avoid them. Not every time you can avoid it, but a lot of times I try to watch out so there's nobody behind me. Like I'm stumbling now. What did this guy do? No, he's all fine. He's just pulled over. Maybe he's driving empty and he's all over the place. Can't keep up with the speed limit or anything, so yeah. Sometimes we deal with stuff like this. I need to find a place to balance my tires again. For some reason, either some of the weights came off or what's up, I don't know. Or maybe it's my drive line. I've got a little bit of a vibration. It feels like more to the back and center versus the front because the steering wheel doesn't really shake. But I got a little bit of a vibration in the van, so I think I gotta at least get the rear tires rebalanced at a really good place that's gonna do a really good job, not just a half you know how kind of a job. Usually it's all calm over here, never anything out of the ordinary. Today they got some swells, they've got white caps. It's not a deep lake, it's Moses Lake over there. I don't know what you call that little area there. It's a lake, not deep, but as you can see, pretty windy, causing the swells and all that, stirring up the water. The fish like that because they like to, if you can withstand in that, nobody ever goes fishing in the wind like that. But the fish goes on a crazy feeding spree when this happens because it changes, stirs everything up over there, and other fish that's normally hiding gets scared and is out and about trying to find cover, trying to find out what's going on. So I know that the fishing is usually good if you can hide somewhere or be somewhere around the corner somewhere in a little bay area where it's not so windy. On a boat, I wouldn't be out there on a boat, even though I got a fishing boat. Got to take that sucker out this year because last year, did I even take it out? I think we went camping 3 or 4 times last year. and I never even registered the boat last year, so never paid for the tabs. So I think that I never even took out the fishing boat. We did kayaks, we fished on kayaks a lot and stuff like that, so this year I'm definitely pulling it out. Just passing Ellensburg and we got snow. I had no idea, actually, believe it or not. It wasn't even in my far thoughts that we could have snow at this time of the year, but here it is, and we do. Then I looked at my app, looked at the cameras and the passes, and traction tires are required. It's snowing pretty hard over there. So I'm going to try to get through real quick. Try to hurry while chains are not required. And never know. By the time I get loaded in our back here, pass might even be closed, or who knows. Might have to go around through Portland or whatever. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But we got snow, and it's snowing pretty hard. 34 degrees. It's not really sticking yet, but we're not up in the mountains yet either. Kind of looks like a tornado came through here. This is the freeway, I-5. You see how much mess is on here? They had some crazy high winds. And this is what we got on the road. I'm 30 miles away from my pickup. Let's get to it. Well, we might be in for a treat. I as soon as I started coming through the pass, there was a billboard saying traction tires advised. And then all of a sudden I'm being passed by the police, a big highway patrol presence here. And the very, very last, like by exit 47 or so, there was a, I guess the billboard changed to all vehicles, chains required unless all-wheel drive. Or chains required all vehicles besides all-wheel drive. So right now I am just driving with no chains, no nothing. I'm not putting them on. There is a highway patrol vehicle up ahead. He passed me, but this was before the sign, so I don't know what's going to happen. If they're going to be sitting here, if they're not going to be sitting here, if they're going to be waiting or not. We're winging it again. I already winged it one time this year, or this season here, and I came through because all the cops, all the police were busy. Right now, I'm not sure how it will be, but I'm risking that $500 ticket one more time. I already got one about 3 years ago, or three, somewhere around 3. So risking it again. My tires are okay. I'll be fine, but you know, chains required on all vehicles except all-wheel drive. It doesn't even look that bad. Look at this. They're just trying to get their final ticket days, make some final money for the season, I guess. I mean, for a semi-truck, I think it's like $2,000 fine and something else, and a criminal ticket or something like that, I believe. Every state's a little different, but that's what Washington State gives. Let's see what happens. I don't want to put chains on today, so I don't know. We'll see if I get punished for it or not. And I just checked the app as well, and the app actually does say that chains are required right now. I think it's safe to say that I passed the area where I would have gotten a fine or ticketed. I don't know, I kind of have the temptation of actually pulling over on the shoulder and getting those chains wet, like throw them in the snow and rub them around so they're wet, just in case there's somebody still sitting up ahead positioning themselves to pull a guy like me over. But then again, there's 2 semi-trucks that were just parked on the shoulder. They were taking their chains already off, and they were already descended, so I'm not sure what they're getting ready for over there, but it definitely was not worth putting chains on. Now the speed limit is 45, so I think that I actually like passed through everything right when they changed the whole, you know, the whole wording to get chains on versus, you know, no chains required, or traction tires required. I think I was like at the threshold where they just changed it a few minutes ago. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, it's slush. I've driven in slush before. I'm not going to be a hero. I'm driving the speed limit. You know, it said 45. I'm doing like, what, 46. But come on, for this, you know, for this, you got to put chains on. This is worse than where you have to take them off now than where you're putting them, where you got to put them on. So I don't get it. I don't know. 31 degrees. Yes, it's all freezing over. Yes, I'm going to change lanes into the right lane right there here in a minute. But I don't know. Come on, Washington State DOT. Really? I think they're just trying to make their, you know, their last couple good fines, make some money for the season. And, you know, I don't know. Trying to find a victim who's not going to obey what they said. Thank God I wasn't one of them today. I want to know what you guys think of this, because this is unexpected. Well, I mean, I thought I'd be coming back here, coming through again, and actually, you know, it would be better. It would be over, but it's gotten worse. Look at this. Woo, it's full blast winter. I don't know who expected this, but I didn't expect this today. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. It's all good. Mother Nature telling, everybody that she's in charge. It's a good variety. We've had, wind. We've had rain. I've had a little bit of snow. And now we got real snow and real slippery weather. So, yeah. It's all good. Can't get bored. Just like in the previous videos, this is one of the reasons why I tell people you gotta have chains on. You gotta have chains on. Not chains on, but you gotta have them in your vehicle. Especially when you're coming, through the mountains, through the passes. You always have to get a pair of chains, because it's gonna get worse over there, and people who want to cross, they're not gonna cross. They need to put chains on to avoid the ticket. I maybe was coming through at the very last minute/second, so there's not a whole big. There was a police presence over there in highway patrol, but it wasn't huge. And now I'm sure it'll get worse and a lot worse. So people are going to get ticketed, probably the last time of the year, maybe even not last time, who knows. I mean, it's already been 70 degrees here before, and now we got some kind of winter blizzard /storm/ who knows what this is, but yeah, it is what it is. I gotta fill up. I'm gonna go to my in Cle Elum exit, 84. 505 is what the diesel is out there, so I'm gonna go grab that at the cheapest. That's the cheapest around the area. It's really, I don't know, I haven't had to brake hard, so I don't know if it's slippery or not. 30 degrees. They're compacting this. Who knows? I'm just glad I'm out of here during this time and not later on at night, because bad things start happening at night. People will start getting crazy on the road and, careless and so on and so forth. Not able to see much, low visibility when it's dark. So I'm glad that I'll at least be probably out of the snow, hopefully out of the snow by the time it gets fully dark, which is within an hour. If it is interesting for anyone, as you can see, Lookout Pass, which is the Montana Pass, Montana-Idaho border pass, has got snow and winter conditions as well. And it actually looks like Idaho did a good job. I just passed Idaho. They did a fine job of cleaning it up. Montana, not so much. But I think maybe after I get out of the pass, I'm gonna go slow through here. I can feel the wind come through, because the wind can put me sideways in no time. Yeah, I feel that strong wind. I'm gonna slow down to 35 or so, kick it into a lower gear, and just take it easy. Take it easy is how you drive in the wintertime. You never haul ass. It's interesting. I-90 and nobody's cleaning it. Not really sure what they're waiting for. Some calls with some accidents, some pileups. Happy Tuesday. I tell you what, this trip was with the unexpected weather and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, it was more difficult than usual. I'm not gonna lie, just because I lost a lot of time in the snow. So it snowed in Snoqualmie Pass, and then it snowed in Lookout Pass, and then it was snowing like halfway all the way to Kalispell as well. So snowy night for me. I took it easy, you know, I had to make it home. So I want to make it alive, so I take it easy when it's nighttime, when it's snowing, and when there's a whole bunch of wildlife out there. I take it easy. I mean, yeah, you know, it says 65 at night speed limit. Usually I do like 70. It just depends on the night. Every night is different. There's a bunch of wildlife. Yesterday there was a ton. There was a lot. And braking for them in the snow is just impossible. So I drove. I thought I was gonna stop in St. Regis, turn my heater on a little bit in advance so that it gets warm back there. Got to St. Regis and I'm like, stood at the stop sign for about 20 seconds deciding if I'm pulling in, sleeping, and then gonna keep going, or if I'm gonna just, you know, go a little further. So I decided to go a little further and like take a nap in, it's called Paradise. I get to Paradise and I'm like, should I nap, should I not? I kind of stopped to feel the wind just in the middle of the road. There's nobody around. It's just Eagle Express on the road, making it right for everybody, doing the right thing, making the deliveries. So I stood there and I felt the wind and it was windy. So I'm like, it's gonna be hard falling asleep over here because it's gonna be rocking the van. And for some reason we've been having like crazy wind here for yesterday and today as well. So it literally, like, if you're not paying attention, not holding on, you're gonna get blown off the road almost. Especially with this big of a van. I mean, this thing is huge, it's tall. Yeah, the wind is the only real problem. So anyways, I decided to keep on going a little further. As I'm going further, I'm already like, you know, thinking, I'm gonna fall asleep somewhere. I gotta pull over and sleep. So I did stop 55 miles from the delivery point. Usually I stop like within 90. If I stop at a certain place where there's service, where somebody can reach me, or if I need help, that way I can, you know, make a phone call, you know, stuff like that. So I suggest to everybody, guys, you know, never fall asleep, never go to sleep anywhere where there's no phone service, because tracking needs to be tracking you while you're on the load. And even if you're not on the load and you're just kind of moving from delivery to another place, or from a bad area to a good area, and there's no service, don't stop there. Don't stop. What if you do need help? What if some idiot's gonna pull over and try to rob you on the side of the road? Always gotta be at a place where you can call for help, and you gotta have service. The main part is dispatch needs to know where you're at while you have a load on board. So never, ever stop anywhere to sleep where there's no service. Just keep going until you do get some service and sleep there. So anyways, that's the reason I sleep, because I tell you, I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. I had somebody try to break in. While me, wife, and kids were sleeping in the van. So, through the back door. They broke the window in the van sitting next to us. We were parked at a delivery location, and somebody came to rob the place. Was wearing a high visibility jacket. Was driving a truck that kind of looked like a tow truck, from what I could understand. You know, I got up and I didn't have my glasses on. That time I still was wearing glasses. Now I don't. So I got up and I didn't have my glasses on, and I'm looking like, what is this guy doing? And what he's doing is he tried to get in our van and he couldn't, because I backed in really, really close to the wall. So it was really hard to get in there. So he tried to use a pry bar to pry the back doors open to get inside, and that didn't work out. So then he went to the next van. Next van was standing there, and he busted out the window and took something, put it on his truck. And when he saw me sitting up and looking at him, like I thought it was a tow truck because something was banging on the side of the van. So I thought, hey, maybe I parked at a business and the tow truck is here to be towing people. But that wasn't the case. When he broke the window in the van next to me, that's when I figured it out. That's when I knew that, there's something going on. So always park somewhere where you can call for help if you need help. You never know. They could have a gun, they could have a knife, they could open it up, and you'll be in there and you won't know what to do. So you might get stabbed, you might get shot, who knows? That kind of instant reaction, you never know what a criminal is going to do to you. So always try to do that. Always sleep somewhere where you can, call for help. Other drivers, we've had box truck drivers where they were parked at a Walmart. He was parked at a Walmart and somebody came and was siphoning diesel out of his truck. And he heard him, and he kept on doing it, and he's like, I'm going to call the police. And the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was a gas station. And the guy's like, what? He had 2 canisters full already. So he's like, starts walking away, and the guy's like, my driver says, hey, leave my diesel here. And he just walked away into his truck and drove off with 2 canisters of fuel. Weird things happen on the road. If these guys are doing it, not getting caught, they get comfortable with it. It's not good to be comfortable with stuff like that. It's just my thought. But anyways, beautiful weather out here. Windy, really windy, but besides that, it's good. You get a cloud of rain sometimes, you get a cloud of some hail. No big deal. What I wanted to ask you guys for a big, huge favor. People in Ukraine need help. I'm not talking about military. I'm talking about the civilians there that are hiding out in bomb shelters and basements, in their personal basements, in basements of, apartment buildings. There's like 9-story, 12-story apartment buildings that are getting ruined. Guys, these people do not have food. They don't have water. They don't have anything to eat. The people that, when they don't have anything to eat, they can't feed their babies. Their babies are dying. They're giving birth inside these basements. I mean, this situation is just horrible. It's horrible. So what our church has been doing is, they have connections. We have a lot of Ukrainian folks in our church who have connections, who have relatives still, and who have connections with the churches that are still there, that have not been destroyed or ruined or anything like that. So our church has already collected over $40,000 in 1 month in just collections and cash. So what we do is we send it to Poland, to churches in Poland, and those churches cross the border and distribute this money to other churches that are located in Ukraine. These other churches use this money to buy food, to buy bread, to get water, and to bring all this help for the people that are hiding out in all these bad places where they cannot get out. From our church, I tell you, there's a family that, there's a lady, her sister's son got shot. He walked out of the basement to get water and he got sniped. So there's so many instances like this to where even the people that bring help, food, water, they get sniped, they get blown up. I mean, these people are trying to do good. They're trying to bring food, water, medicine if they can to the people that need it. I mean, come on guys, think about it. They're giving birth in basements. They have no food, no water, These women don't have milk to breastfeed their children. They don't have formula, nothing. These babies are dying. These women are dying. People are dying from hunger, dying from wounds that they're wounded. I mean, they're burying folks right outside their like apartment buildings. There's graveyards already outside of churches. I mean, everywhere. People have testimonials where they say at first they didn't know like what's going on, but now when they're just like, you know, walking out of their building to go outside, they just step over the bodies and kind of like they're kind of used to it, you know. If it's their relative, they bury them. They bury as many people as they can, but there's still just a bunch of bodies out there that are just laying around. So guys, these people need help. What our church is doing is collecting money. We sent over 300 parcels, anywhere between 35 to 55 pounds, usually 55-pound parcels, with food, with clothing, humanitarian help, pretty much. Toothpaste we put in there, all the necessities, you know, medicine, stuff like that. And we sent out already over 300 of these parcels. They go by container. It takes 2 to 4 months to get there, but at least these people the churches are gonna distribute it to the people that need it. And so there's still a lot of people in need. A lot of the Slavic, Russian churches, Ukrainian churches, it doesn't matter. I mean, anybody who's from the old USSR, we're all collecting money, we're all distributing it, we're all sending it over there. They have channels to get it there because, you know, obviously with the banks do not give them money out there. There's a hold on all that stuff, so people are really risking their lives, crossing borders, buying food, buying supplies, buying medicine, and are taking it to the folks that do need it. So if it's not too hard for you guys, whatever you guys can donate, I mean, anything helps. It would be greatly appreciated because we never know when we're going to end up in the same situation, and it would be nice to have folks that could actually donate, and are, you know, the other ones will do their part over there on foot to distribute it and to feed these people. So I'll leave the QR code right in the end. I might place it in a few other little spots as well. I don't know how I'm gonna monetize this whole video, but I don't even know if it's gonna be trouble to do this or not, but we'll see, I guess. So I'll leave the QR code for you guys. If you guys can donate and help, please do so. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. God bless. Take care, guys.